sir. Let's go.
Keep talking about our hatchbacks instead of football. What's more important to you guys? Hello, good football to all. I am Ryan. With me are AJ and Colt. AJ with the snazzy hat, Colt with the normal hat, me with no hat at all. On this podcast, we talk football and only football. So help us God. This is week 11 of season 2. We're on the back half of the first round of the NFL draft. We are voting for draft picks. AJ, take it away with what we've drafted so far in the rules.
The back nine.
Oh, I love the back nine. I always play better on the back nine.
Always play better on the back nine. So, gentlemen, if you recall, we are voting on these. We will nominate candidates, and we will vote on them. If we nominate the same candidate, that counts as a vote, and that player is automatically selected. So we went through 16 picks. We're going to do 17 through 32. And up next is the artist formerly known as the Oakland Raiders.
All right. We got a lot of players
boy.
already off the board that the Raiders would have enjoyed. Trevor Lawrence.
That said, Kyle Trask is still available.
Still available. He's
Just
out there.
Just a phone call away.
Yep. Developmental QB. Let him sit for a couple years. He'll be a stud.
Let him sit for a decade, and he will be ready.
Yep. All right,
So-
we got the Raiders up. AJ, you were up first last time, I believe, and then Colt, and then myself.
Should we switch it? Keep it spicy?
We can keep it spicy. I do enjoy to be uncomfortable.
Well, so Colt is having his rendition of the flu game. He's a little under the weather.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
Colt, how about Colt goes last, you go first, and I'll go second.
I'll take that.
All right.
I'll take that.
All right, let's do that. So at number 17, I am going to have the Las Vegas Raiders taking Elijah Vera Tucker.
I second that. The floor is yours, Colt. Oh, never mind. That's 2. Elijah Vera Tucker's the pick, and we reinforce the steal up front for the Las Vegas Raiders. They've lost.
I like it.
They've lost Trent Brown, Gabe Jackson, Rodney Hudson.
They gave away their entire offensive line. Now they're going to start rebuilding through the draft.
Oh, but they signed Kenyon Drake though.
Oh yeah, they did get Kenyon Drake. Don't forget
For
about that.
whatever reason, and they gave away their O-line. So
Yeah.
That was easy.
yeah.
All right, we had Penei Sewell going to the Dolphins at 6. Dolphins now again at 18. Have we already picked Rashad Bateman off the board here?
He's open.
If not, I'm going Rashad Bateman at 18.
I like it. I've been locked on that pick for the last 2 months. I feel like.
So
Oh,
have
you
I.
guys suck. I don't think it matters. I'm going to nominate Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher from Georgia. He can play his size, his build. He can play any of the 4 linebacker positions based on that. His specialty, though, is rushing the edge. The Dolphins.
They dropped him
play-
back in coverage at
before.
Georgia a lot too. He's a good player.
I mean, he's a really good athlete. He can do a number of things. The specialty, though, is rushing the passer, which puts him at a premium. And they need edge rushers. They lost Kyle Van Noy and Shaq Lawson. Not that those are stellar.
Yeah, I don't hate that pick either. I would actually kind of lean toward Ojulari over Bateman as far as need goes, because they've got Will Fuller on that team. They got a couple of guys in Preston Williams and Devonta Parker that are good players when they're healthy, but they just can't seem to stay healthy. I'm fine with Ojulari taking that vote for me.
Well, you've got a nomination for Bateman. We cede the floor to the delegate from Colts House.
How far into the second round are the Dolphins picking again? Can you remember off the top of your head?
Colt, these are questions that we weren't prepared for.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there. I asked that because
they're within the first 8 picks.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I think they can get a good receiver.
agreed.
in that realm. I actually like. I give the lean. I'll vote for Ojulari there.
Aziz Ojulari it is. Thank you for your campaign, Mr. Donnelly.
The floor is yours.
The Washington football team with Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback for probably just 1 year. Oh, they could use some help at tackle. Everybody could use an edge. Could use an extra wide receiver.
I'd say
Yeah,
every
except them.
team in
They've got
the
Montez
NFL
Sweat
could use one.
and
Yeah.
Chase Young. They're going to be just fine rushing the passer. Let's go. They need a linebacker and a safety. Let's go Joker here because he can do both.
Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa at a Notre Dame.
Yeah, Golden Domer.
Go Irish.
Off the board.
I love that pick. My issue is that in my board here, 2 spots behind him is a cornerback, a position of great premium. Everyone, you said that about so he doesn't have a history of terrible injuries.
He has had 2 back surgeries and hasn't played in 2 years.
He opted out.
Yeah, hadn't played since 19. Had 2 back surgeries since then.
Yeah,
how far does he fall?
That just doesn't.
If he's healthy at this point where we're at already in the draft, he's a steal because he's a top 10 player when healthy.
So I don't know if you'll recall, Derwin James fell very far and he can't stay healthy, but when he does play, he's a top 3 safety in the NFL.
Yep.
I don't know. His back surgeries don't really scare me. I can't really qualify why. But he
scared the hell out of me.
He was a top 10 pick not long ago at all. I hope this puts his back problems behind him, both of these surgeries. You know what? That said, I don't think Tevin Jenkins. I think that's too much of a reach here, and I don't think you can.
But I agree.
Well, based on my board here, it's a little bit of a reach, and I think with Joker being, I think, best player available, and the fact that they need a linebacker, I'm going to go Joker here. I've had him sliding into the mid to late 20s.
So have I.
Most of my drafts, but
Me
I
too.
like this.
Coulter?
Colt, that's 2 for Joker, so it's the bottom of the 9th, and you're the home team. So sorry, bud.
I will third the Joker pick. I like it.
Yeah.
But the records show
That it's 8.
Jeremiah Owusu Karamoa.
it is written.
This is where I think you could see a Tevin Jenkins come off the board. It is right
Agreed.
here at a team with incredible need on the offensive line. I'm going to go Tevin Jenkins because he has been a monster at Oklahoma State at both the left and right tackle positions. Predominantly right tackle early in his career. They moved him over to left tackle last year, and he was equally good. His measurables aren't great. His arms are short, but he is an absolute player. Tevin Jenkins at 20.
I love that. It's between Farley and Jenkins for me. I don't know how much I can stomach Farley falling any further, but it's just 4 spots removed, and that back surgery. This is what we think is going to happen, not what we think should happen. So I do think Farley will fall. Like I said, it doesn't scare me that much. And for some reason, I just think that he's going to come back well from it. But I'm going to second Jenkins. Colt, are you sure you want to go third?
Yeah, I'm all right with it. I was actually leaning Caleb Farley, but that is okay.
Indianapolis Colts. This is where I see them taking a swing at Caleb Farley, especially with Jenkins having just come off the board. If the Bears don't pick Jenkins at 20, he's going 21 to the Colts to try and do something to replace Anthony Costanzo, who just retired. I don't see any other left tackle type future potential moving up into the early 20s like this. This is where I'm going to nominate Farley.
Oh man, it's between Farley and Phillips for me. They need edge rushers. DeForest Buckner as the anchor. It's tempting to just leave that as is because he's so good.
Their defense was okay last year.
They started out very, very hot.
Their secondary was the weak point throughout the season.
Yeah. They've got a nice linebacking core. They're paper thin on the edge. It's funny. These two players are relatively similar in terms of their boom or bust potential, and that's not based on performance, based entirely on injury history.
Phillips scares me more than Farley, to be honest, because his was
concussions.
Yeah, he definitely scares me more. I'll second Farley there.
Third it, write it in.
Caleb Farley at 21 to the Indianapolis Colts, trying to shore up a defense as Carson Wentz continues to run for his life. The Tennessee Titans at 22. They have a lot of different ways they can go. And this, gentlemen, is a perfect spot for Rashad Bateman at 22.
Oh, yeah.
Take
speaking
the
my
Corey
language.
Davis role from A.J. Brown. A little weight off of A.J. Brown's broad shoulders. I see Rashad Bateman being that possession type slot guy that or even outside on third.
That guy can do it all.
Yeah, he is impressive. So I'm going Bateman here for the Titans, even though secondary is probably their biggest need.
And on that note, I'm going to nominate Greg Newsome, the second cornerback from Northwestern. I think that the only thing holding me back from Bateman is the fact that he's a little further down on my board, and Newsome
slave to the rankings.
His position is just at a higher premium. I'm ignoring you. I got to nominate Greg Newsome. That their secondary core is embarrassing.
It's really
Fulton is slated to start. Janoris Jenkins, not great.
Yeah, really bad. And they let Adoree Jackson go, who, when healthy, was decent, was never healthy.
Yeah, Malcolm Butler went bye-bye.
Kenny Vaccaro.
Yep.
Decimated.
I was really looking at Morrig for this pick.
I love that pick.
This has been one of the toughest picks for me in all the mock drafts.
This is the toughest pick for me.
Yeah, it's changed so much from edge to safety to corner to receiver. It's difficult. I love Bateman here, though. There's so many vacated targets with Johnny Smith leaving, Corey Davis leaving. I mean, A.J. Brown, he's a stud. We all know that, but you can't throw every ball to him. Who's left in the receive corps? Adam Humphries?
A.J. Brown.
No, Humphries is gone. They signed Josh Reynolds.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
That's it.
A.J. Brown is the receiving corps.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Bateman here. I'm going Rashad Bateman.
I love the Trevor Merrick, the Merrick pick, though. That would be an awesome spot for him. Jets. They've already got their quarterback of the future. Let's try and get him some help. With no real corner staring me in the face right here. I'm going to do something probably you guys don't see coming. Actually, I'm not. I'm not going to do it as much as I want to.
On.
I'll do it here in a couple of picks.
Right.
But I am going to go Jalen Phillips here.
Okay. All right, we've got signings of Carl Lawson and Vinny Curry to come off the edge. Carl Lawson is about to be a household name, especially
Yeah.
playing in New York. He was buried in Cincinnati.
Yep.
I like the idea of going defense. There aren't any offensive linemen here I would consider. I think with the addition of Corey Davis, that wide receiver core looks better. I don't think this is a place for a tight end, or I can't stomach a running back at 23. I just can't.
No. They need more pieces that a running back can't fix.
Right. I agree with that. The interior line is pretty good. I think Clausen just for now solves that edge rushing dilemma that they have. And the cornerback group that they have is bad.
Yeah.
It's real bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna again nominate Greg Newsome II. Go Wildcats.
Oh yeah, that's my vote right there, AJ. Greg Newsome II.
I can get behind that.
He was
The
not the
secondaries-
first of the Greg Newsomes, but
Nope.
he is here.
Yep.
I can get behind that.
Yeah. The corners are it's bad.
AJ, Pittsburgh Steelers, the Pittsburgh
Okay.
Feelers. This is what I think is going to happen, not what I think they should do. They're going to pick Najee Harris.
Oh, I like that.
Disgusting.
They're going to pick Najee Harris. I don't want them to, and they shouldn't. They need to work on their offensive line. They could use help in the secondary. They need some linebacker help. They're going to pick Najee Harris.
I really hope that they don't. I hope that they see Jalen Phillips. I just don't see what would be pushing them towards Najee Harris. They don't have a history of drafting. Not since Rashard Mendenhall have they drafted a running back in the first round. And God, that must have been 12 years ago now. Something
Long
like that.
time ago. Loved Rashad Mendenhall, though.
Yeah. He's a good player.
With Jalen Phillips here, the value is absurd at 24. I've been going Zaven Collins here because he can eventually replace the cut and recently re-signed Vince Williams alongside an oft-injured Devin Bush. They lost Bud Dupree. That might be addition over rather than subtraction. Addition by subtraction.
I have picked Zaven Collins in this spot many, many times, and I would do it again. But everything I've heard and read, they're picking Najee Harris.
God, I hate that. God, I hate that so much.
From a fantasy standpoint, I am stoked if they pick Najee Harris. Like,
There's no offensive line.
I
there
know,
isn't any
but
offensive line.
he's so far and away more explosive and better than James Conner was. I think he'll be able to make enough on his own that he can overcome some offensive line woes. I don't know, man. I gotta agree with the Jalen Phillips value here, though.
It's not what should happen.
It's not. It's not what should happen. I just think here with this late of a pick, it's not like we're dealing with top 3 picks where it's quarterbacks.
We are deep in the first round here.
We are very deep in the first round with there's in the top 10, it tends to be a little more obvious in terms of the just bold-faced lying that GMs and coaches do.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're lying and it's like super obvious. When you get to the back half of the first round, it's more of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of
personally-
Najee Harris stuff too.
Yeah, I personally don't think Jalen Phillips is going to be around for them to have this discussion.
I agree.
but he is right. He is for us right now.
Yeah.
Right, and I with that, I'm gonna go Jalen Phillips. I don't think the Steelers would pass up a value like Jalen Phillips.
All right, boys, we got the Jaguars second pick in the first round here at 25. This is where I'm going to get spicy. I'm going to nominate Elijah Moore for the
Hey,
Jaguars at 25.
great pick.
Speedy, quick, stays healthy, unlike the other guy with the last name of Moore. I'm going to go Elijah at 25.
Nope, can't do it. Cannot do it. I've had Morig here for what it might be the most consistent pick outside of Trevor Lawrence is Trayvon Morig going here with a second.
I have
pick
also
to
done that
play with
almost
him.
every time.
There's no offensive tackles here that I could
A
see them
franchise
reaching
tagged
for.
Cam Robinson, who was the worst left tackle in football last year by a lot.
Wow.
There's value here with Trayvon Morig in
Yeah.
terms of draft position, but not really in terms of positional value. This is another really tough one. I've sort of just been phoning it in with Trayvon Morig.
Yeah. They have the luxury of having 2 first-round picks. Why not use one of them as a luxury pick?
Yeah.
I'm sold.
DJ Shark, Laviska Shenault, Elijah Moore, Trevor Lawrence. Somebody stop them.
Well, they also got Marvin Jones too.
Yeah, and Marvin Jones.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I don't like just adding another wide receiver to that group just to do it. I think Laviska Shenault is just scratching the surface.
Yeah, he's
Me
going to be really
too.
good.
Yeah, I love the spiciness of this pick, Ryan, with Elijah Moore, but I'm going to lean with AJ on Morik here based on the receiving core they have and the value where we're
All
at.
right. I can get down with that. I'm not opposed to it.
Let's
I
get
love
down.
Trayvon Moore.
For the record, I actually picked
You went with
Elijah Moore,
Oh, yeah?
but
Yeah.
I hate it.
Oh, I thought you were pumping up Morig. So
I talked him into it.
He talked me into it, and I immediately regret the decision and pick Morig. How do we want to play this, gentlemen?
I am fine with Morig. I'm fine with it. I love Trayvon Morig. I really do. I think he's going to be a really good pro. I really like Elijah Moore there, though.
You know
Let's
what?
go
I'm gonna stick to my guns and say Elijah Moore. And
let's do it.
what they will do, I think they're nervous to make sure that Trevor Lawrence succeeds. Between Morig and Moore, I'm gonna go with Moore.
He has
Okay.
hands to catch his balls.
Yeah.
All hands. All right, now that's out of the way.
Browns. The Cleveland Browns. Phillips off the board. That would have been a no-brainer right there. You've got Clowney and Myles Garrett. How healthy is Jadeveon Clowney going to be? How big an impact is he going to actually have on the opposite side of that line? Big question marks there. They don't really need a wide receiver. Their offensive line is maybe the best in football. I could see Christian Barmore going to the Cleveland Browns to shore up the interior of that defensive line. Christian Barmore for me.
It was either him or Greg Rousseau. And the fact that Greg Rousseau went, I was thinking about what you said prior to this pick with Jadeveon Clowney and what if he can actually the best attribute is availability, and he just does not have it most of the time.
Nope.
And Greg Rousseau can slide around the defensive line. It would be nice to slot in Christian Barmore here. His specialty at Alabama was getting to the passer, but I'm going to go Greg Rousseau based on positional value there.
both of those guys were my pick here. I was toying, wavering between them.
We're at a coin flip.
We
Yeah,
are.
this one's tough.
That's essentially what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flip a coin. Mental coin.
Don't you
Rousseau.
dare phone it in.
Nope.
Well, okay, all right. If you picked Rousseau, that's fine.
Yeah, I went Rousseau. Based on Clowney's inability to be on the field consistently.
Baltimore Ravens. Gregory Rousseau would have looked really nice in purple for them, but they can't pass on Trayvon Merrick now. They just flat can't. Merrick to the Ravens. He's perfect for them. He's exactly what you want in a safety. He's long and he's rangy and he's athletic and he can cover and he can come up and stop the run. He's everything that team and organization looks for in a safety.
The value, I can't ignore the value here. And if I'm the Ravens, they have a history of good safety play. They rented Earl Thomas for a little while after Ed Reed retired after a Hall of Fame career. The other one I was looking at was OA, but down at 32, I don't think the positional value trumps the numerical value of getting the 21st best prospect at 27. I don't think they're going to go after a wide receiver here.
No.
John Harbaugh was just on record defending. Actually, I don't know if it was Harbaugh. It was someone on their staff that was defending their receiving core. I think adding Kevin Zeitler kind of rules out offensive line. Not there's one here. I'm going to go Moehrig as well.
Moehrig for me too. No brainer.
If you guys haven't watched any Moehrig tape, do it. He's something.
He's a treasure.
He is something else. All right, Colt, your New Orleans Saints. Nollins, New Orleans. They really need a corner really, really bad. They lost Janoris Jenkins. Is Marcus Lattimore still there? Is he still around?
Yeah.
All right, he's still there. There's not a corner there that I would love to reach for. I know one that I would love to reach for, and that would be Eric Stokes. Kid's a stud. But I'm not going to do that. I hate going first. Terrace Marshall.
Terrence Marshall. I like that. I like that a lot. I was also going to go wide receiver. It's between Tony and Marshall. Kadarius Toney out of Florida and Marshall out of LSU. That's a tough call. Kadarius Toney sort of fits as a slot receiver with Mike Thomas on the outside. Marshall could be maybe a little redundant, although that doesn't matter. That's a great redundancy to have. Oh, that's tough. I am sold on wide receiver because adding anything to that defense isn't going to make an instant impact unless it's a cornerback, because the front line of that defense,
they're nasty.
Is pretty damn solid. Christian Barmore would be another potential fit here.
Yeah.
It's tough. You know what? They need to find out whether or not they've got signal callers of the future under center. So I can be swayed to Marshall. I'll go Marshall. I'll second that.
All right.
Okay. This is interesting for me because I have not been mocking a receiver.
Yeah, Cole. What were you thinking? This is your team. What were you considering here?
In all of my recent mocks, I've been taking a corner. I mean, I think I've even had Joker falling this far, which is
yeah
not going to happen.
He might.
And I'm looking at some mocks right now on CBS, and he is on this board. Anywho, I've been reaching for Asante Samuel, Eric Stokes, guys like that, but I'm warming up to wide receiver. I mean, to Traquan Smith, Mike Thomas. The guy's name's eluding me at the moment. The really small guy, like the Tavon Austin type gadget guy, super fast.
I know who you're talking. Last name
yeah.
Lewis.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee Lewis. Yeah. There's another one who's even smaller and flashier. All that to say, I'm tempted to reach for a corner, but I kind of like Terrace Marshall there. I really do.
Yeah, roll it around on your tongue just a little bit. See how it tastes.
Yeah, and key pronunciation too, terrace.
Terrace.
It is a terrace, not a terrence.
Taking a walk on the terrace.
Yes. Let's go Marshall. I like it.
Green Bay Packers up here at 29. Oh boy. Do they finally get Aaron Rodgers, a receiver in the first round? Or is there a receiver in the first round even worthy of being on the same field as Aaron Rodgers, saying he's a first round pick? I don't think there is right now. I love Kadarius Toney. I think you could bring something dynamic to that offense with the ball in his hands. You're hard pressed to find anyone better in this draft. He and Rondale Moore both. I hate to see what's about to happen though, and I think it is about to happen, and see Zaven Collins drop out of the first round. It might, if he does, he's going to go very early in the second round. I'm going to go Kadarius Toney here for Aaron Rodgers.
I love it, and I've been defaulting to that. The other one for me is Christian Barmore. Kenny Clark is sort of by himself up front there. Zaven Collins would also make sense here.
Yeah.
Because Blake Martinez is gonzos.
Yep, I have heard Collins mocked there as well.
I like all three of those guys. How terrified do we think they are of angering Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think they are. I don't think they care, but they should.
Yeah, me too. I don't think they care that much. I think his Jeopardy. I think his Jeopardy stint is done, so I don't think he's gonna go full-fledged Alex Trebek on us.
He's gonna, if they make him mad, Aaron Rodgers is petty enough to go to the Bears and ruin the Packers' lives.
Yeah.
He kind of is. He's a little vindictive.
I love that, by the way, about Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
His vindictiveness.
Yes, his pettiness.
Mm-hmm.
So it's between Collins and Toney for me. Colt, are you swayed one way or the other, or are you still deciding?
I'm kind of swayed. I lean the side of the wide receiver here. I think they finally do make that move. I think a playmaker like Toney, just like Ryan said, he'd be so dynamic for the offense. And they need someone that's a little more explosive outside of Devonta Adams, who was the number one receiver last year in fantasy and reality.
And in life.
Yeah, just in general, man. I'm gonna side with Kadarius Toney here. I like that.
Yeah, I could easily be swayed that direction. Kadarius Toney it is.
Yep.
Welcome to the cold, bud.
Yeah. You're not gonna like it.
Welcome to the tundra.
Yeah. All right. Now we've got the Buffalo Bills, already a very solid football team. In general, their secondary does need a little bit of help. So I'm going to go with Asante Samuel Jr. here. He was mired and stuck on an awful Florida State team.
Really, really was.
Really, really bad team that was. He's got the bloodlines just like Patrick Surtain does. I remember when Asante Samuel Sr. was playing for the Patriots and winning Super Bowls. I'm going to go with Asante Samuel Jr.
Love the position value. I think it's one of the few positions worth a reach like that. I just can't stomach drafting a first-round player when Tre'Davious White is already there with those safeties. That's tough for me to stomach Although there have been so many mock drafts calling for a corner here. This is not a unique take. This has been mocked all over the place. And where there's smoke, there's fire. That said, I like the value of an edge rusher here. I also still like the value of an interior defensive lineman here because Ed Oliver, all-world Ed Oliver, is not actually playing that well.
Too small. That's why I went to Houston.
Armor or OA for me, and they are too close, and the positional value for OA trumps the positional value for Barmore. So I'm going to go Jason away.
Love it. That's what exactly was my pick away.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I get the cornerback discussion too. I really was a little torn on that. I've been mocking them corners and edge rushers predominantly, but I do like away here.
I am fine with the way there, despite the fact that he had 0 sacks in 2020 and only 5 sacks in his entire career at Penn State.
He did.
Yikes.
Production not there. Physical freak.
Yeah, but he ran like a 4.10.
Yeah, somewhere he ran a 3.2. Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs at 31, and their greatest need was made blatantly obvious in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers and that hellacious front seven that team trotted out there. That being said, not a whole lot of selection to choose from on our Shall We Football composite big board. I'm going to go Liam Eichenberg at 31
Oh,
for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Gee Willikers, Batman. God, I love that.
I love that
go.
guy. I think
let's
he
go
is a
Irish.
fucking good football player.
He stonewalled a lot of rock solid pass rushers.
Yep. I think he is good as shit.
Not much of a mauler in the run
No,
game.
but
Can
he's
still
solid.
play. Yeah, he's solid in the run game, stellar in the pass game. He's just way, way down on my board, all the way down at 50. Whereas I have Alex Leatherwood all the way up at 41. I do, you know what? I'm all for reaching for an offensive lineman here. 100%. Rondale Moore is a injury risk, and he's redundant. And that's not, small receivers is not the kind of redundancy that you want.
Right.
You know what? I also love Zaven Collins here.
Yeah, as do I.
Big Zaven Collins fan.
Keep him in the Midwest, too. Couple hour drive up the road from Hominy, Oklahoma, where he grew up.
There are just very few glaring needs outside of some spots for quarterback as much as offensive tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
I want to split hairs here and say Alex Leatherwood.
I feel like Eichenberg's floor is higher. Leatherwood's ceiling is incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the position fit. I'll sway from my board with you. Not be a slave to the numbers. Liam Eichenberg it is. I'd love to see two Irishmen get into the first round.
And I love Alex Leatherwood too. Love him.
All right, Colt. Anything to say?
No, I think you guys summed up pretty well. I like
You have to say for
Eichenberg.
yourself.
I like Leatherwood. I like Zaven Collins. I like
boy.
Eichenberg.
Now you Super Bowl champions.
Yep, just showing off with luxury picks.
Yeah, I mean this really is the luxuriest of the luxuries.
Oh yeah.
This is where you could see a Travis Etienne coming off the board before a Najee Harris. Najee Harris is going to get dirty and block a little bit in the pass game. Etienne's not going to do that. Etienne is also a bigger home run threat than Najee Harris is. He catches the ball a little bit better out of the backfield. But they could also use a wide receiver. And they could use Joseph Asai. And they could probably use Christian Barmore. Let's go Barmore here and let him kind of rotate in with an aging Ndamukong Suh, learn from Vita Vea, and then step in as a full-time starter after Suh inevitably retires after his second Super Bowl win this year.
Yep. That's exactly where I'm going to go with it. The edge rusher, the next one on my board is Asai, and that doesn't really make sense to reach down to 40 at pick 32 when a pass rushing interior lineman is available. Rondale Moore looks delicious.
Thought about him.
Especially as a luxury pick. It's tough for me to fathom no running backs going in the first round here. It's also tough for me to fathom no interior defensive linemen going, but this is team by team, not a collective selection of where we need players to fit based on historical precedent. This is team by team. I'm going to go Barmore as well. It also depends a little bit on what Antonio Brown decides to do.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm still a little muddy on that whole situation. He hasn't been re-signed still, correct?
No, he is not.
He is not.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I like a lot of guys for this pick. Barmore seems like the slam dunk, though. It seems like the play. I also have a hard time believing no running backs are going to go in the first round. And I think it's too much of a Bruce Arians thing for me, as I've experienced in fantasy with a rookie running back, for him to unleash that rookie running back, especially when they re-signed Fournette. They still got Ronald Jones. They picked up Gio Bernard in free agency after Arians came out and said, I look for a breakout season in Keyshawn Vaughn, last year's rookie running back that hardly saw the field. Yeah, I don't see him taking a running back as much as I'd like to, but.
All right, Barmore it is.
Yeah.
That's the end of our first round. Shall we recap, gentlemen? Obvious 1-2, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson. Small debate at 3. We went Justin Fields at 3. At 4, I believe we went Kyle Pitts, correct?
Unanimously.
Kyle Pitts at 4. Number 5, Jamar Chase to the Cincinnati Bengals. Number 6, we went Penei Sewell to the Miami Dolphins. Generational tackle there. Number 7, I believe we went Jalen Waddle.
Indeed, we did. Not unanimously.
Indeed, we did. Not unanimously. Number 8, Rashawn Slater. Correct?
Correct.
That is correct. Yeah.
Can you scroll down? Oh, we're going top to bottom. I can see it. Never mind. Number 9, Denver Broncos. We all selected Trey Lance, even though I'm not in love with it. Who knows? John Elway may be in love with it. Number 10, Dallas Cowboys, Patrick Surtain. That one's been pretty locked in across the board for a lot of people at this point in the draft process. Number 11, Micah Parsons to the New York Giants. Number 12, Devonta Smith to the Philadelphia Eagles at 13. J.C. Horn to the Chargers, begrudgingly. All of us wanted Christian Darrisaw, but he fell to the Vikings at 14. 15, our guy. Our sweet, shining prince in the night. McCorkle Jones, quarterback from Alabama to the New England Patriots.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Just taste it.
The
Arizona
Division champs
Cardinals
coming up.
Got Kwity Paye at 16. Developmental prospect to sit behind Chandler Jones and J.J. Watt. 17, today's pick, the first one. Elijah Vera Tucker to the Raiders. The Dolphins got Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher from Georgia. Washington football team Oh boy. Got Jeremiah Owusu Koromoa, Chicago Bears. Selected Tevin Jenkins, offensive tackle, Oklahoma State. Indianapolis Colts, Caleb Farley, corner, Virginia Tech. Titans got Rashad Bateman from Minnesota. Greg Newsome II went to the New York Jets. Jalen Phillips to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Elijah Moore to the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, excuse me. Let's not ever forget about the Browns. Gregory Rousseau. Baltimore Ravens, Trayvon Morig, safety from TCU. Love that guy. Terrace Marshall went to the New Orleans Saints. Kadarius Toney to the Green Bay Packers. Jason Away to the Buffalo Bills. Liam Eichenberg to the Kansas City Chiefs. And Christian Barmore to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So coming up on Friday, the three of us are going to be on the. We're going to be on the Next Man Up podcast. We're going to be doing a collaboration with these gents from the British Isleys.
The lads,
the boys, the gents.
That'll be a good time.
We're going to be doing a little bit of, be doing a little bit of trivia with the boys. Phil told me explicitly not to do accents. I am going to do accents, Phil, if you watch this.
Sorry, bud. I tried to stop him.
I'm going to be doing accents, and there's not much I will not be censored.
Are you reserving one accent in particular that you just want to like come out off the top with?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him with some Yinzer Pittsburgh.
Lovely.
I think you should just stick with that one. Lean into your roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a collaboration with those gentlemen on Friday. We may end up posting that on one of our channels on a platform. It's definitely going to air with them. We will link that on Twitter. Make sure that everyone can get access to that. Gentlemen, the next time we meet,
we'll be 2 days from the draft.
We'll be 2 days from the draft.
And we will be together for the draft.
We'll be together for the draft. If technology allows, we will be doing some sort of live stream.
Exactly.
Your fearless host is, how do you say, bad at computers?
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll be all right.
We'll figure it out. This is going to require a lot of editing.
Yeah, it'll be all right. All right, boys. That's all she wrote. Thanks for listening to the Shall We Football podcast. Because when the question is, shall we football? What's the answer, boys?
Yeah.
Damn right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You can find and subscribe to the Shall We Football podcast on any major podcast platform. Every episode of our podcast. Also available in video format on YouTube alongside other content. Like, subscribe, press the notification bell to be alerted every time we upload. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at SWF_podcast. That is at SWF_podcast. Thanks for listening, and happy football and good night.